Hello, you beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of the Soulful Self-Development Podcast. My name is Hannah Sutherland, and I'm your host. I am so excited to be here today. Our episode is going to be all about forgiveness. I really want to dive into this, especially in the season of love, because it is such an important part of not just our self-love journey, but also on how we can love other people unconditionally and just cultivate more love in our lives all around. So we're going to dive deep into forgiveness and why it truly just is so important. So I think it is just so much easier for us to want to hold on to anger and resentment and all these negative feelings and emotions towards others, especially those who have hurt us so badly in the past. If somebody has done something to you to cause you pain, it's almost like an automatic response to want to wish poorly on them or to hold hate and anger towards them for what they did to you and how they hurt you. And I feel like it's just such a normal part of our society, of how things work. But actually, that is only holding us back and creating more issues for ourselves. That if we learn to choose love and forgiveness and, move on from the hurt that others have put on us, and it can be difficult, but it really helps to look at others from this lens of like hurt people. And I will get into this in a minute, but when we are hurting and our response is to want to hurt others, even if it's on a subconscious level, even if you're not consciously like, I'm going to hurt this person because they hurt me, like subconsciously, you want revenge in a way, you want to do something, even if you yourself aren't planning to do something to hurt this person, like they are going to, subconsciously you're hoping that something happens to them so that they get what you think they deserve. Sometimes we lash out, we hold the grudge, we're angry, upset. But the more that we hold on to these feelings, again, the worse that we actually make things for ourselves. And I think it's really, really powerful to know and understand this on a deep level because, it's tricky. It's really hard to navigate this, especially when you are hurting. When somebody hurt you and you're still in that pain when it's fresh and you're just like, that wound is still sore, it's still open. Obviously, you're going to want to hold on to these negative emotions around it because you're in pain, but it's only going to create more pain in your life. And the first thing that we need to always keep at the back of our minds is that hurt people hurt people. And no, I do not want to make excuses for people. I think that it's important that we all deal with our trauma. We all do what we can to heal so that we're not all going around and projecting our pain onto other people, inflicting hurt on other people in our lives. And one day I really hope that humanity does get to this point, but unfortunately we're not quite there yet. We don't necessarily all have the resources to be able to do that for ourselves. We're not necessarily taught in society, the proper way to heal and deal with trauma. We're just born into this world where there's trauma everywhere. A lot of it's dumped on us. A lot of it's out of our control. And then we're expected to just grow up and go to work and just carry on with our lives and, not really diving into healing so that we can, walk around our life from this place of love versus holding on to all this anger and negative emotions. But I truly do believe that it's coming in humanity. It might be another 10, 20 years before that's just normal, but more people are finding ways to heal. More people are on this healing journey for themselves. And it's really like if every single person was just in charge of taking care of themselves, like the world would just function so much better. And obviously, we sometimes need help on our healing journey, and that's why there's people who dedicate their life to this kind of work, coaches and healers and therapists and all these people who just have the biggest hearts and want the best for others. but it's our responsibility to do the healing for ourselves, as in it's our responsibility to book the appointment with the coach, with the healer, with the therapist. It's our responsibility to decide that we want to do this for ourselves. And if every single person just took responsibility and decided that they deserved better, that they wanted better for themselves, this world would transform so quickly. And I do think that it's coming. It is a wave of awakening happening, so it's coming. I think that it's important that we remember hurt people for two main reasons, and I'm going to dive into these. Number one is that we can have compassion so that we can have compassion for others. We have to remember that we all have a story. We all go through these experiences in our life. Sometimes there's things in our life that happen to us that we don't want to talk about. Maybe this thing is just so heavy that we don't know how to carry it. It's weighing us down, and it can be really hard to talk about these things that happen to us that create this trauma. Maybe this trauma is so bad that these people have actually suppressed what happened to them, and it's so subconscious that they might not even be aware, and they don't even understand or know that this trauma is there and how much it's hurting them and other people in their life. Maybe we're just terrified to say it out loud. And as much as we want to hate and be angry to the people that hurt us, those people are actually the ones who need the most love, okay? Because hurt people. Only people, the people that so badly hurt others, that are doing awful things, like they only know to do these awful things because it was taught, shown, or done to them, probably in their childhood, and it just became normal. It became part of their life, and if they're not healing and letting go of that pain, they're going to inflict that pain on others. So we just have to have some love and compassion. And yes, it's hard. It's not easy to do that, especially not in the beginning of your healing journey. But forgiveness is the only way that you're going to let go of that and just be able to release that for all the anger and negative emotions that you're holding on to for this person that's now weighing you down. So number two is that we can use this as a reminder that if someone hurts us, it's not our fault, okay? A lot of times we go through and experience pain, and we might blame this pain on ourselves, thinking that we deserved it, thinking that we did something wrong, thinking that it was because of us that we had this experience, but it's not your fault. You did not deserve it. I am so sorry that happened to you. But the chances are it literally had nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Okay, we start to blame ourselves in ways. We might think that, because we acted a certain way or whatever, and this can really send us into a spiral of having a very negative view of ourselves and even creating more and more issues in our life, even though this all came out of a lie that we told ourselves that we deserved it, or it's because we acted a certain way or whatever. So I want you to use this as a reminder that, it's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you. Like, that is totally the wounds that we have inside. We are projecting and reflecting outside of us at all times. So you may have been a projection of that person's anger and hurt that they're holding on to, and they take it out on you, and that's not fair to you, but it's not your fault. But again, you just have to be able to wish that person love. Because until we all have love and compassion for ourselves and everyone around us, there's going to continue to be a lot of hurt and just a lot of negative things going on in this world. Looking around, I can see that so clearly. There's so many of us, me included, who needs to continue to do this kind of work to liberate ourselves, to let go so that we can feel free, so that we can just be in the state of love at all times. So many people have been hurt, abused, bullied. All these terrible things happen to us in our lives, and we have to learn to forgive. So I want you to know that I'm not saying that if somebody hurts you, you must just forgive them and carry on like nothing happened. Absolutely not. You need to have strong boundaries for yourself, especially when you are healing, especially when you're in a very vulnerable place. You can forgive somebody, but still choose to cut them out of your life, or you don't even ever have to talk to them again. Okay, I'm not expecting you to just go back to the shitty relationship you were in, or, like if you're not comfortable just like diving headfirst back into that relationship or whatever, that's totally okay. You need that boundary. You need that space for yourself. That is a very big part of self-love. And, you can forgive somebody and never talk to them again. It just means that you're not walking around holding on to this, vendetta against them. You're not walking around holding on to this hate in your heart towards somebody else, because it doesn't matter who you're directing this hate towards. There's hate in your heart. And in the end, it's only gonna affect you, okay? I must remind you that you don't ever have to worry about revenge, okay? I know that sometimes when we're hurt, we just want that person that hurt us to feel the pain that we're in. One, I bet you any money they're already feeling the pain that you're in, because that's where that pain came from. However, I also want you to remind you of my good friend karma, okay? Karma is literally a universal law, the law of karma. And this law states that like every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So what that means is like, if somebody hurt you so badly, you don't need to sit there and plot revenge. You don't need to sit there and hope that this person gets what's coming to them. They're getting what's coming to them. And it can be hard because you might want the instant gratification of knowing that that person was hurt back. You might want that, to be able to see that they got what they deserve. But karma is so much bigger than us, and karma isn't always instant. Yes, you can have instant karma, but however, it is the long game, and just trust that like karma knows how to do her job, okay? She's not getting fired ever, okay? And sometimes karma comes through lifetimes. If you did something so awful, maybe you did something so awful and you're still paying for it in this life, or maybe you do something so awful in this life and you're going to pay for it in your next lives, or maybe you pay for it right now. These people are already living in hell because they're in this pain. So sitting there and wanting revenge or wanting to hold on to that anger towards people, again, is just giving yourself bad karma, okay? If you're wishing bad upon others, you're essentially wishing bad upon yourself. So be so careful about how you think and feel and wish for others, because it's gonna get reflected back to you, okay? I'm not saying your pain doesn't matter. I'm not saying that, you can't feel this pain. Absolutely feel it. It's there for a reason. And let it help you see your boundaries. Let it help you see your values. Let it help you see that you deserve so much more than to be treated that way. But then you need to let it go and move on and forgive that person, because that person's hurting too, okay? That person is hurting. Because if you were healed and in the state of love and just like the pure magical being that, we are meant to be when we're at our true core, you wouldn't be doing that to people. So I want you to remember that it's important to always choose compassion, understanding, and love towards yourself, towards both yourself and others, okay? Have compassion and forgive yourself. If there's a mistake that you think you made, if there's something about yourself that you wish you could change that you don't really like, maybe you made a decision and you're beating yourself up about it, whatever it is, like the first step is always going to be forgiveness, because you only know what you know. You can't put all this pressure on yourself and anger on yourself because you didn't know any better. And you know what? Even if you did know better and you still made the decision, all that matters is that from now on, moving forward, you're not going to be making the same decision. You're not repeating the same pattern over and over and over and over again, because that means that you're not learning. And until you learn and decide to do things differently and heal that part, heal that wound, and want to move forward with more love and compassion in your heart, like nothing is really going to change. Like the universe is so consistent with your lessons. If you don't learn something, it's going to continue to show up every single day in your life in patterns in different way. And it's like you can get out of one relationship, but you're going to get into another relationship with the same problems if you don't heal that before you move on to another relationship. So this is just something to keep in the back of your mind, because it's important to know and understand this for yourself. Forgiveness is literally the key to unlocking the most beautiful, crazy, abundant life that you dream of, like your dream life. The biggest key to help you get there is forgiveness for yourself and others. Because any emotion that we're holding on to stays in our energetic field. So if you think of somebody that hurt you and how you feel is anger, whatever these negative emotions are that you're holding on to, fear, worry, doubt, anger, resentment, all these things, that means that energy is like in your energetic field and you're holding on to it in your body, in your aura. That's getting magnetized out, like that's going out. Other people perceive you with these negative emotions and you're projecting them out into your life, into the interactions that you have. It's affecting all the relationships that you have. It's affecting your relationship that you have with yourself. So give yourself some love and appreciation and compassion and understanding and forgiveness, because from now on, from this moment on, moving forward, life can be different if you choose it to be, okay? You can choose to heal right now, moving forward, and never have to go back to that place that you just were, okay? Only if you forgive yourself. If you keep beating yourself up about the same thing, it's going to be really hard to move forward, because as soon as you get back into that spiral of beating yourself up about the same thing, you're right back to where you were. And it's really hard to move forward when you keep getting pulled back to the same place. And trust me, it's a frustrating part about healing sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I've done so much work, done so much healing. I feel like I'm in such a better place, and then something will happen and I'll be pulled right back into that anger. And then I have to stop and pause and feel the anger, honor that you're feeling that anger, and ask yourself why. What's making me feel this anger? Why am I so angry? What is triggering me? And then when you find that trigger, you can see and understand that, oh, it's because I was hurt in this way and I still haven't healed. I still haven't forgiven that person that hurt me. I haven't forgiven myself for making that decision or whatever it is. And yes, so forgiveness, forgive, because the answer is love, okay? The answer to literally everything is love. As long as you have love, compassion, and understanding in your heart, you're going to move through your life with such grace and ease and just attract so much more love and compassion in your life from other people and experiences. And yeah, you are a magnet, okay? So you get to choose what it is that you are attracting into your life. And that all comes from what energy you hold within, what beliefs you hold within, your values, trauma, things that you're holding on to. We have to learn to let it go. So I actually created a workshop called the Soulful Self-Love Workshop. It's now up on my website, so you can go and purchase it. It's originally $55.50. However, if you use the code Soulful Self-Love, then you will receive the entire workshop for just $33.30. It's pre-recorded, so you can do it anytime that you like, and it comes with guided meditations, a workbook, activities, journal prompts. I even made some phone backgrounds with affirmations and things to help you on your healing self-love journey. And we do dive into forgiveness in there as well. But let me know if you have any questions. I really think you guys should check it out. It is really worth the investment. You get a lot. And I just wanted to make it very accessible for everyone, because I think we all deserve to do this work for ourselves. I think we all deserve to love ourselves on such a deep, profound level, and this is going to really help you get there. So if you do it, thank you so much, and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear how your experience was, and if you have any questions, as always, I am always here for you. So thank you so much. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.